Hey, ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about WrestleMania. No, Bleach with this episode with Mask and Renji, and I'm really glad Renji finally getting the deserve he respects from both the animation, everything that happened during this fight, the episode, but also from his own Zanpakuto. This was a very big moment for Renji, but also this was one of the most fun episodes. Thanks to Mask and James, their dynamic, the comedies there, I really had a lot of fun with this episode. Unfortunately, Rose and Kensei paid the price for all of this fun. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the start, I really liked this scene. Everybody was trying to figure out how many troops they're dead, injured, captain, taking notice of the situation and things like that. And Mayuri is awesome. I really love Mayuri. That always condescending, the way he talks, his sarcasm is always there. But before we get to Mayuri, I really like the comment there by one of the guys analyzing everything. Just ignore Squad 11, they're gonna be fine. Which is kind of true. They're kind of like the berserkers, the weird ones that always love to fight and things like that. But what was also really awesome was Mayuri, like I said, what he did during that episode. While everybody was analyzing, hey, this is that, we're missing stuff like this. Yeah, don't worry about it. He just proceeds to call, what was his name? Kyoraku. He calls Kyoraku, and the conversation was awesome. The way he was like, you know this situation, what's happening, we're losing troops, this and so on. You should do your job. Even now that we'll just have 30% of our troop, it should be up to your capability. Like that mocking way of talking, even now with the commander, since Kyoraku took the position. And Kyoraku is also one of my favorite captains. Maybe sometimes I should do a tier list of captains, characters from Bleach. Let me know in the comments below if you'd love to see that. He just takes it and actually plays along with it. Yeah, thank you for the valuable assessment of my abilities. I love Kyoraku. But after that, we finally get to the fight. Rose and Kensei versus Mask. And I like how Kensei comes in smug, starts mocking Isagi there. You lost against this guy, and instantly proceeds to unleash his Bankai, which I really like his Bankai, honestly. I kind of love more straightforward Bankais. It's not overly complicated rules, very weird effects and so on, conditions that you need to meet for a Bankai like this. There's one that's one of the most weird, but I also like those ones. But here, Kensei, very straightforward, simple, just punch people. The more he's in contact with others, the bigger the explosion and the damage it is there. So constant hits, that's basically his Bankai, you know, I'm paraphrasing a bit. And this is where Mask just kind of takes over the show, honestly. He has that jump kick in Kensei. Kensei blocks it, here starts punching him quite hard. And then Kensei makes probably the best comment in the episode. Man, the villains were so weak. Are we the baddies? Kind of like that. Well, the enemy is so weak. And this is where Hisagi finally recovers a bit. Panicked. No, you're way off base. Just kill the small guy first. Referring to James. And then James wakes up and also makes Mask wake up and recover. Superstar. Get up. And this is where Mask just goes well, starts slamming them left and right, finally getting his full name revealed, Mask the masculine with Superstar. And yeah, even starts blocking Kensei's punch, kind of beats him very hard, wounded there. And Rose does the logical thing, goes in and kills James, right? That's how you should win the fight. Very easy. Kill that small guy that is apparently the power source of Mask, and instantly proceeds to unleash his Bankai, because he didn't really fully take. But I like the decisiveness action from Rose, just instantly kills him. And I kind of like his demeanor, how he changes after he unleashed his Bankai, and he probably has one of the most intriguing Bankais and cooler, and also very simple but also very deceptively strong, and kind of fits with his the power of his Bankai. It looked great. There was also a bit of CGI used here, but it looked really good, and I really like the power here. This kind of weird orchestra in a way, and Rose is this conductor that controls those monsters, part of the orchestra, and he's able to use the elements like water, fire, and so on, but it's not exactly that, like controlling multiple elements. It's more like creating illusions through music, through sound, that can become real the more somebody feels them or hears them there. Music that captivates your heart, which is a very strong power. Will be even strong against multiple people that could hear this, against somebody taken by surprise. I really like this power, kind of gives him a lot of freedom, but it also has a big weakness if you fully reveal the secret at what he did here. I'm curious how that fight would have went if he wasn't so open with his powers, because Mask also did a very simple thing, the same way that Rose did try to do to James. Mask punctures his eardrum, like not cover his ear. Even Rose was shocked, just proceeds to puncture his eardrums to be completely deaf, to prevent that there, and fires off a star beam and gives you know how people get Hollywood stars on the road pavement there? Let's just say Rose got his very close to to himself. He gets a star-shaped hole in his stomach, so he made it. But Rose is out for the count also right now. Kensei is also just showing how powerful Mask can be here, and Mask kind of won this very easily, to be honest, here. But right before he could kill Rose fully, we have Renji coming in, the two lights that were in the sky from last episode. Renji saves Rose, stopping one of the beams. Rukia is also there with him, and I've missed them so much, especially Rukia and Renji, of course, but I can't wait for the Rukia episode also here. But anyway, that's gonna be in the future. Right now it's all about Renji, and even playing into the role, I am the villain, even though Mask couldn't hear anything. Now Rukia takes Kensei and Rose to get a medical help, and she has faith in Renji that he's gonna win, showing how much of a power up they got, both of them. And here we have James also recovering and heals Mask. And again, Renji just easily decapitates James. I kind of feel bad about James. I really like him. I think he looks really similar to me. I feel you, James. They put me in Bleach, finally, I made it. But here we have it not really working out, so to say, because James keeps coming back and also multiplying, so more fans for Mask, and giving him more powers. He goes Giga Chad mode, so to say, like full-on luchador wrestler there, WrestleMania, Star Lariat. Starts going wild on Renji, goes full power, but doesn't really work. So you could see that Renji wasn't actually getting wounded visibly there, even though it was a lot of kick, a lot of power, and we just saw him beating two captains before this. Just shows how far the training in the Soul Palace can get somebody. I can't wait for all of the expansions they're gonna do towards the end of the series. More Bankai, expanding some of the fights, some of the powers, a lot of the things. But here we have the fight, Mask versus Renji here, and one of the best moves was Star Flash Supernova, and I really like that move. You just create a huge star in the sky, you slam yourself into it, come crashing down, and make everything explode, even along with your fans. And this is very true. This happens quite a lot. A lot of superstars also lose sight of their fans in a way, kind of take them for granted, even though Mask said, hey, you're you, you're me, I'm you. You're gonna come back if I'm still alive, but I feel like that did him a lot of damage also, because James had the best reaction. Wait, why it's crashing even us? James there was awesome. So that move was really fun. I love the way it looked, the colors. It's just, they're doing such an awesome job with Bleach right now. It's just, I couldn't be happier with what they're doing with Bleach right now. So yeah, Mask did his final move, but did it work? Unfortunately, it didn't, because Renji is okay and has this giant snake, how Mask put it around him, and finally the Bankai gets revealed there, and it's a moving Bankai of sorts in a way. It's not really a fixed Bankai how a lot of the others are, and this is where we see a bit of a flashback, and this was awesome and kind of fits quite a lot for both Renji and Zabimaru. When Renji was shocked that Ichibe told him, yeah, you kind of only know half of the name of your Zanpakuto, it only half acknowledges you, and kind of fits, because Zabimaru has always been fickle, always messed with Renji here, and this is where we also find out more about Ichibe. He's the one that came up with the name Zanpakuto, Shikai, Bankai, even has the name as Manako Osho. His name is the speaking of true name, so kind of like names have actual power, which I always like this concept in a lot of things here. And so he finally learns the true name of his Bankai through this training, and Ichibe revealing it to him. So Zabimaru, and just I really like how his Bankai looks. It fits him quite a lot. Starts fighting with Mask and just even destroys his hand. A slam there crushes his arm, and then proceeds with Orochio, stabs him. Then you get this huge snake Zaga tape. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names, I'm not really good with names. It looked awesome, the huge aura behind her. Finally, Renji getting the respect he deserves. I've always liked Renji, even from the beginning of the series. He was a bit obnoxious at the start, right when we had the first arc when Ichigo met with Byakuya and Renji. But after that, even through the Soul Society arc, I started liking him more and more. Even more after the fight between Ichigo and Renji, and then when they started working together, of course, I always liked Renji. But I know a lot of people have had issues with Renji along the years, along with Bleach, which I know, I'm sorry to hear that if you ever had issues with Renji, but this is why I like Renji here. And this was an awesome episode focused on him, but I also like the meanings behind here, because it was a very fitting way for Mask to lose. He kind of burns to death, goes out in a blaze of glory, kind of what he wanted, and kind of makes sense with all of the superstars. They always kind of burn themselves out. The brighter you shine, the more you burn, or however that quote was there. So that was a really fun episode. I'm glad Renji got his moment to shine. And are we the baddies? He played the perfect role for villain, but this is where things get more interesting towards the end, with Yuha Bak saying, "You did well, now return to me," and he gets some of the power back. If you've read the manga, of course, you know what that means. If you haven't, we're gonna have to wait a bit more until that gets revealed. And after that, he goes away into the shadows, and Ashwald comes back saying Yuha Bak needs to go to sleep to build up strength, and that all of the quincies are connected. So talking to Uryu, I could tell you, I'm gonna tell you something very important here, since you are his successor, and that's where the episode ends. So things are very interesting around Yuha Bak, the quincies with Uryu. So yeah, overall, awesome episode. I really loved it. The animation looked great, especially Mask and Renji. I'm really curious what you guys thought about the episode. What was your favorite moment, and why James is the best fan. So now, be like James, make sure you like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, make me into a superstar. And make sure you also check out the podcast, because anime always helps me quite a lot. Also with the channel, I'm trying to grow it. You guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Bleach, channel your inner James, and I'm gonna see you again in the next one. Bye bye.